Okay, I think we can get started. Once again, good morning, everyone. So today, what we are going to do, we are going to deploy a load balancer. Okay, we will deploy one load balancer, one public load balancer in the Azure, and we'll try to deploy two virtual machines and add behind the load balancer, and then we will log into the virtual machines and create two web applications or two applications, and then you'll try to browse the public IP, the front end IP address of the public IP, and see how it works. Okay, so to begin with, what we will do first, I would like to list out all the activities that I need to do. Okay, that is always important to have a list so that we will not miss anything. Okay, so let me write it down. First of all, I would like to create a load balancer. Okay, create a LB. Okay, maybe the LB name can be LB hyphen app 01. And secondly, I need to create a virtual machine VM01. Okay, thirdly, I need to create a VM02. Okay, and then the VNet all should be there in the single RG. Okay, the resource group should be RG hyphen LB01, and the VNet, let me put it one VNet 01. Okay, and the IP range for this VNet is the 10.0.0.0/16, and the subnet should be subnet 01 hyphen, the range should be 10.0.0.0/24. Okay, if you put like this /24, your first IP should be like this 10.0.0.1, and the last IP should be 10.0.0.255. This is the subnet range I think we will have. And then under the load balancer, right, when you create a load balancer, okay, when you are done with this, let me go to the LB. Under the load balancer, I need to create a front end IP. Front end IP01. Okay, and then I need to create a backend pool. Backend pool 01. And then I need to add the virtual machines to the backend pool. Let me add VM01 plus VM02. I can add both the backend pool. Then I need to create the health props. Health props 01, both for HTTP, which is port number 80, and HTTPS, which is port number 443. Okay, but the both the ports, we need to create the props. Okay, and then finally we need to create the load balancer rules. LB rules. Okay, you can put LBR01. Okay, both for HTTP and for HTTPS. Okay, this is 80 port number, this is 443 port number. Okay, if we are ready with this, then we are good. So what I'll do, I'll just move this to another screen. Okay, or maybe fine, I will understand this. Let me go to the portal now. Okay, and I can straight away go to this global search. You can just type load balancer. If you click on load balancer, already one LB01 is there, but I'm going to create one more load balancer. Okay, so the subscription is free trial subscription, and the resource group, what I'll do, I'll already have a resource group LBRG. You can use that, or you can even create a fresh one, not a problem. Okay, so what I will do, I will create, if I create the new, let me try to create a virtual machine. Wait first, because I already have two virtual machines. In the free trial subscription, I cannot create more than 4 CPUs. Okay, so let me try to create a virtual machine. Yeah, so I just created a VM See, create a virtual machine, and then subscription is a free trial. A resource group is, let me put it the LBRG only. Virtual machine name is VM03. Okay, already there. And it is, let it be the East US. Availability zone I don't need. Okay, and security type will go with the standard. Okay, and operating system I'll put it 2020-22 data center. Yes, then I don't have any size crunch actually. Maybe I have the size crunch here. See, I don't have the CPUs available because if you look at the virtual machines now here, already I'm using. Let me do one thing. Let me check the size of the VMs. If you look at the VMs here, I'm already using two CPUs. So what I will do, I want to free some of the CPUs there. What I'll do, I'll just put one CPU only. I'll go to the size options here. I will downsize the VM. Means already I have two CPUs, correct? Na? And 16 GB memory if I'm not wrong. Just go here, look at the overview, and you see you have two CPUs and 16 GB memory. What I will do, I would like to reduce the size of the VM. Means size of the VM in the sense you need to reduce the VM SKU. Okay, what I will do, let me go to the size here. You have a size blade in the VM. See, this is a size blade. Click on the size blade. Okay, when you click on the size blade, it will give you multiple options. All the available SKUs it will give you. Okay, just click on the VM. Just go to the down bottom the size option here. Okay, once you go to the size option, it will give you all the list of VMs. Okay, currently I'm having two CPU 16 GB memory, correct na? So what I will do, I will just click on DS1V2. It is of, see, one CPU is there and 3.5 GB memory is there. That's fine, not a problem. This is my testing purposes. So once you click on this DS1V2, and then if you click on resize option, the computer will now be resized from 2 CPU 16 GB memory to 1 CPU 3.5 GB memory. See how beautiful it is in the cloud. Now if you go to the overview option, okay, and if you try to refresh it, and you see the size of the virtual machine will be changed. It will be changed. Okay, let me refresh from the portal here. You see here, earlier it was DS2E2, which was 2 CPU 3.5 2 CPU and 16 GB memory was there. Now after the resizing, my computer has become 1 CPU and 3.5 GB memory. Now you can also do the same thing, or before you do the same thing, you can just go to the virtual machine and click on the create a virtual machine. Okay, and now you see, will you be able to provision a virtual machine, fresh virtual machine. Okay, so virtual machine name is VM03 because now I have made one free one CPU, right? One CPU is free now. VM03. Okay, so VM03, and it is also East US only. I don't need any availability zone here. Okay, and then standard will be the security, and images will be like, it should be server 2016 sorry, 2022 server. I have selected the same thing. Okay, and now if you click on the size, you see I'm not getting a warning here. I have made one CPU and one some memory free, right? You see that is listed here. See, I have one CPU with 3.5 GB memory. I can build a virtual machine now because I have made the one CPU free in the previous virtual machine, correct, right? So now you can put an username local administrator, correct it is. Okay, and the password is password at the rate 123. You can use the same password at the rate 123. Okay, so now if you look at the public inbound or outbound rules, right, you need to select some of the ports. What are all the ports? Because when you are deploying an application, when you are browsing that application via URL, the URL means either it should work on port number 80 or 443. The website normally start what? HTTP colon slash or HTTPS colon slash. Correct, na? Whatever you use, either use HTTP or HTTPS. The application, the the computer should have the communication of both the ports, both AT and HTTPS. Okay, I'll talk about the NST and all maybe in the next class. Okay, or in today's class only if I get time. No problem. So once you select this port options, you can just select the disk options. Disk, I don't want to do any disk as of now. I'll just go with the default, the operating system disk, which is of 128 GB. I will go to the networking. So if I go to the networking, I already have the VNet. I told you what is the VNet name. The VNet name here you see, it is VNet 01 and see 10.0.0.16, correct, and subnet is 10.0.0.24. You see, I already have it. My VNet is VNet 01. I have selected. Okay, see, I already selected VNet 01 and subnet is 10.0.0/24 and I'm good, right? And I wanted to create a public IP. Okay, I wanted to create a public IP in order to access the application or in order to access the virtual machine. Okay, what I will do, let me create VM 03-PIP01. Okay, will create a, there are two SKUs of the virtual, the public IPs. One is basic SKU, another one is standard SKU. You should always go with a standard SKU because standard has got little advanced features, okay, where you have more control, and this can be used in the load balancer. If you put basic, you will not be able to put it in the some operations won't be supported in the basics. Okay, so I need a static IP because always the static public IP should be there. Otherwise, if the applications keep on changing, you may need to go every time and check for the IP address, right? So I'm using internet. I'll select the internet and I will say okay. Now you have created the public IP too. Public IP address is needed for the configuration, but remaining okay. See, already some public IPs I'm using. I don't have any public IP, correct? With free IP is not there. In one subscription, we can only use maximum 2 to 3 public IPs, but already two virtual machines are there. Okay, and that is the reason it is not allowing me to create a public IP. I'll do one thing. I will select as of now none. Okay, and if I go to the network security group, if I go to the network security group, you could just go to the basic options. This is all done. Go to the management now. Management, nothing is there. Monitoring, nothing is there. Advanced, nothing is there. Just review and create. This is the virtual machine deployment. So let the VM gets created. I'm clicking on create option. Now I'll quickly go to the load balancer page and I'll start the load balancer. Okay, so let this happen in the backend. Now I'll go to the load balancer and I would like to create a load balancer. Okay, click on load balancer and let me click on the load balancer here. Let me power on the VMs. Okay, the two VMs are already there. Now if I just power on the VMs, right, I've already configured the load balancer, so it's working perfectly fine. The same load balancer only thing I have inside the operating system, I wanted to power off the turn off the firewall actually. So as soon as I turn off the firewall inside the operating system, I started browsing the applications. You see, I can just show you quickly. So if you go to the load balancer, okay, I have already created a load balancer LB01, and LB01, you see the IP address. If you look at the front end IP address, see, public IP address is this one. So what you have to do, you just have to go HTTP colon and you paste it. You see, I am getting a web page stating this is my VM01. I'll ping you the same thing. You guys can try from your mobile or maybe in your laptop. You see, maybe the request may go to the other um, VM. Okay, just type this in your browser: 20.33.31.211 if you are connected on laptop, or even mobile also fine, not a problem. Just see your request is also going to the VM01 or VM02. Can you guys check someone? Somebody is checking? Anybody is checking, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What you're able to see, Kiran?
This is my VM02.
See, for me, when I hit the load balancer redirecting to the VM01, but for you, when you try, it is going to the VM02. Means the load balancer is balancing the load, right? So what I will do now, if I just shut down one virtual machine here, let me do one thing. I will just shut down the VM01 only. Let me stop the VM01. If I stop the VM01, then the load balancer will always send the request to the VM02 only. Okay, that is how I told you the the load balancer is an intelligence thing. So it works under the 5 tuple hashing algorithm. So it will just try to probe the virtual machines with the probes we create, the health probes. Okay, and if it is not responding within 5 seconds, the load balancer considers that VM is unhealthy and try to send the query or the request to the healthy virtual machine. Okay, now if I just refresh it again, see, I got redirected to VM02. See, it got changed to VM02. Correct, no? So that is how the load balancer works. So now let me go and create the load balancer. Okay, so free trial subscription, um, free trial subscription. This, let me create the LBRG. Name is LB app 01. Let it be in the East US, and the SKU go with the standard public, and the type is I need the public load balancer, and I need to have the global one. Okay, so if you click on next, it will ask you the front end IP configuration, and if you look at the front end IP configuration, I told you FEP01. Correct, I have the name in my mind. I can just type it. Okay, FEP001, and public IP, let me put it this one. Which one I should use, the public IP, or I can just try to create one? I don't think I can create. This is like LB hyphen app 01 F PIP 01, but I don't think it will allow me to create because I don't have, see, public count limit is exceeded. So I'll do one thing. Let me try to delete the or what I can do. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me disassociate the public IP which is already there in the load balancer. Wait, here we have a load balancer now. So if I go to public IP addresses, so I'll do one thing. Let me go to this one, PIP 01, and disassociate. I'll do. I don't need to log in, right? So not a problem. I'll make the free IPs here only. Okay, see, it got disassociated, and if I go to the PIP 02, I'll just try to delete the, make it disassociated. Means I'm telling virtual machine not to have a public IP, and I'm making the free IP addresses. Okay, I'll just use it here, and I don't think I can do here, but this is also can be done. Yeah, we can leverage the same IP addresses, so that saves a lot of time. Okay, so now if I refresh, this should be free, and you see it is not associated to anything. This is also not associated to anything, I guess. See, associate it's coming. PAP is also coming. Associate means I don't have any. It is not assigned to anyone. And if I go to the PIP, front end IP, it is still going on, I guess. To de-associate the following local load balancer from the public IP address, please go to the LB01 load balancer resource page. Load balancer resource page. Here, ನಿನಗೇನ ಐತೆನಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ ನಾನು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತದು ಚಿಂಟು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ okay, I'm trying to disassociate but it's not happening. Let me see. I am unable to delete it, or let me can be associated. Nothing is coming. Okay, we'll do one thing. Now we'll delete everything and then recreate. Okay, I'll go to the resources here, resource group. I'll go to the resource group. In the resource group, I have a public IP. Okay, this one, front end IP. Let me delete this itself. If I want to delete, I need to mention what to be deleted. Okay, so delete. If you type delete, then only the delete option will be enabled. So it will get deleted now. How many virtual machines I have now? Let me go back here. Let me check how many virtual machines I have. 3 virtual machines. For VM02 also I'll do the same thing. I'll do one thing. I'll go to the size option and I will reduce the size of the computer. Okay, so that I will get some. If I just put this one and select resize, this will be resized. So free trial subscriptions we will have less CPUs. Now only 4 CPUs they will give. So within the 4 CPUs only you have to do the lab. If you put 2 CPUs, you will not be able to create other virtual machines. Okay. So that is the reason I'm trying to do. Trying to make one CPU so that I can build 4 virtual machines. Okay. So when we are done with the virtual machines, then I'll directly go to the load balancer and I'll add them automatically. So let this get happen. What I will do at resize, I'll create one more virtual machine. I will use the new virtual machines only, not the old one. Okay. So that what I will do, resource group is lbrg, virtual machine name is vm04. Okay, I will go with the east us only. Availability zone I don't need, and trusted is standard will be security will be standard, and operating system is server 2022 data center, and then size will be, it's still not taken, I guess. Let me refresh it one more time. Source group is lbrg, virtual machine name is vm03. Availability I don't need anything. Availability I don't need anything. Okay, and it's 4. Okay, so here 2022 data center. Now you see I have the one CPU free. I can use the same one CPU and just put local admin administrator password@123 password@123. Okay, and ports you need to enable both HTTP, HTTPS, and RDP for Windows machine, SSH for Linux machine. Okay, and we are all Windows engineers, so let us have RDP. So drive, I don't need to change anything. Networking, I will use the VNet, and the subnet is 10.0.0, and I will create a public IP now, or I can use a public IP existing one. Okay, existing public IP is there. Let me use that. Here we have one public IP, right? PIP01. I use this, and I'll say next, and I'll say create. So let this happen now. So let this happen now. Now, yeah, let this happen. I initiated. Let me go to the load balancer here, and let me create the load balancer freshly now. Let me check if PIP is still there. Okay, public IP unable to delete. Okay, okay. So we'll do one thing then. Let me use the same public IP only. Okay. So load balancer, same load balancer I'll use, but the front backend pool I'll create freshly. So that is also fine. Let me delete this backend pool, and props also I'll delete. I'll freshly create. So health props is there. Let me delete something. This one. Delete. Delete this also. Front end IP, backend props, and the load balancing rules. Fine. So you see here, imagine you have built a virtual machine. I mean load balancer. That load balancer is now LB01. If you go to the front end IP of the load balancer, this one, earlier you were able to browse the application, these applications. Now if you refresh, it won't give you anything because I have deleted everything in the backend. If you want, I can freshly check HTTP, yes. Okay. See, it is not giving anything because there is no load balancer. There is behind the load balancer there is no virtual machines. Correct, na? See, yesterday also we were getting the same thing. So I'll show you why it was like this yesterday. Okay. Now what we will do behind this load balancer, we need to create four things. One is front end IP of the computer. I mean the load balancer. The load balancer, I have just created a new front end IP. Okay, see here, this is my new front end IP. Okay, and how to create a front end IP? Just click on add here, and you just have to give some name FIP02, something like that, and you can choose the existing one. See PIP or FIP. Select this, and then just say add because it already used. That is why it is not coming. But how to add? This is how to add. Now go back to the backend pool. Once you are done with the front end IP configuration, then go to the backend pools. So once you go to the backend pools, or before I go there, let me try why it is not pinging. So public IP means it should be able to, you should be able to ping the public IP from the internet one. So ping minus T. If you put, you have to HTTPS. See, it is not pinging. ಹೋಗಿ ಹೇಳಮ್ಮ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅಂತ ಚಿಂಟು ನಾನು ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ವಾ ನನಗೆ ನಿನಗಂತೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಹೋಗು ಏನು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಬೇಗ ಹೋಗು ನನಗೆ 9:30ವರೆಗೂ ಇದೆ ಕಾಲ್ಸು ಹೋಗು ಲೇಟಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋಕೆ ಯಾವನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದ ನಿನಗೆ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗು it is not pinging because there is no virtual machines in the behind the load balancer, correct na? So what I will do, I'll go to the load balancer here. Now I let me add the backend nodes. Click on add, and let me give some name, backend pool 01. Okay, back and pool 01. And what is the virtual network? The virtual network is vnet 01 rg. If you look here, our scenario also, our vnet is vnet 01 only. Okay, so we are good here. And what are you going to add? Are you going to add a network interface card, or you want to add the IP address? So anything is fine, but we will always select the IP address because we are going to add the virtual machines. Now you can just select, you can put the IP address also, or you can put the network interface also, but you can even add network interface card. Click on add. When you click on add, you get the virtual machines whatever is there already created in the same VNet. See, VM01, VM02, and VM03, VM04. I don't use VM01 and 02 as of now. I will use VM03 and VM04. This two I'm gonna add. I'll add now freshly behind the load balancer. Okay, and I will save it. Now you just, I have to, keep on monitoring this one whether it is pinging or not. Okay, because the load balancer doesn't have anything as of now, but now I am trying to add the VMs behind the load balancer. So what we will do now, this is done. Now let me go back to the backend pool. So backend pool is, see, now the front end IP address is configured already. Backend pool is also configured, and you already added the, you have already added the VMs in it. Let me refresh it. See, backend pool, it is added, and you can see the backend nodes also. What is the node 1? BEP01, which is VM03, BEP01, which is VM04. 6 and 7 IP address. Network interface card, you see, 34784239. So we are good here. But there is no rules associated with them. Associated with them. So what I will do, I'll go to the health props now, and let me add the health props. So you can put H health prop HP01. We should always use the TCP or HTTP or HTTPS, anything. But you can put a TCP only, not a problem. Or you can put HTTP and put 80 you add, because the application will be browsed on the HTTP and HTTPS. Means you are telling this load balancer, try to send a query on the HTTP and HTTPS both. So if it is not responding, you can just consider it is not working properly. Health prop 02. You can put now, instead of HTTP, TCP can put HTTPS, and HTTPS port is 443. Okay, and now you are adding it. You don't need to change the paths. Slash means it's a root directory. Okay, it directly hits the root. Now you are done with the front end IP configuration, backend pool configuration, and health props configuration. Now let me check if you are able to ping. It is still not pinging. Okay, so then load balancing rules, if you go here, you need to add the load balancing rule. This is important. The LBR, load balancer rule 01, IP address only, front end IP is this one, okay, and backend pool is this one, and TCP only, port number 80. Backend port is 80. Select the existing probe, which is port number 80. Okay, session persistence, you can put client IP and none, also not a problem. Okay, how the session should be persisted. Okay, what is idle time? 4 minutes. You save it. Now I have created one rule for port number 80. If you are using multiple ports, you need to add multiple roles. Okay. Now let me create LBR02 for LBR02 for the another port, which is 443. Backend pool is same, and protocol is TCP only, but port number is 443. Okay, and the backend port is 443. You can select 443. Session persistence can be none, not a problem. Okay, all this information will be given by the application team, whether they need session persistence or not, those things. Okay, now you see I have added front end IP is done, backend pool is done, health probes are done, load balancing rules are also created. Okay, now if you look at, now see the difference. Now it is getting some response. Load balancer, earlier it was stating that request timed out, means there was no machines behind the load balancer. Now after adding the VMs, okay, it is able to talk. I mean, it is detecting some more different packets. Okay, the packets got changed here. Some other thing means destination was unreachable means it is trying to talk, but the it is not getting the response or it is not able to reach the destination. Okay, so how to fix that? Now let me log into the virtual machines. So now you go to the virtual machines, or now if you put, you see nothing is there. No, nothing is changed. Means it is working fine only. Web load balancer is working fine because it is telling this site can't be reached. Please checking the connection. Please check the connection or check the proxy address or please run the network diagnostics. Means either you don't have the connection or you may having some proxy issues or you may have some network issues. That is the reason I am unable to browse the web page. So this is correct only. So what I have to do now, let me log into the VM. So VM04, let me check whether it has got public IP. See, it has got public IP. Let me log in with the public IP MSTSC. ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟದ ಹಾಂ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಬಾ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಟು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೌ it is not happening why it is let me refresh it the power is okay machine is on only so let me check this PM04 take the public IP address or let me connect here download RDP PASSWORD at the rate 123 I'm logging in now. If you look at the command prompt still it is unreachable only, but now you see as soon as I turn off the firewall na it start pinging. See I'm able to log into the server. ಕಳ್ಸಮ್ಮ ಅವಳನ್ನ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳು ಏನು ಸೈಕಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾಳಂತೆ ದಿನ ಅದೇ ಅವಳದು ಗೋಳೆ ಅವಳದು ಬೇಡ ಅವಳು ಒಬ್ಬಳನ್ನೇ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ so it's loading now because one CPU is there na so it will be little slow but parallelly we'll check why the VM04 is not uh, 03 is not getting connected. Let me also check here public IP. I should have the public IP here VM0 public IP is not there here so it is showing it is yes PIP public IP address. So PIP01 is with associated with what? VM0423 it is associated. PIP02 is associated with what? It is not associated. So let me put with the 03 associate with the network interface card VM03. What is the 1 minute? This virtual machine is there. VM03 is network interface card. We need to check what is the network interface card of this one. Okay, so the network interface card of this one is, if you go to the network settings, it is 03478. 03478. Okay, associated. ಮೋ ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ವೇನಮ್ಮ, ಅವಳ ಥರ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನ ನಾನು. Now you see it might start pinging. It will start pinging once you log into the VM, and if you check it will be start pinging. Now let me see, it is already open, the VM is up now. If you use now one CPU, always the problem is like this. You should always use minimum 2 CPUs for a better performance of the application. See, now you need to go to the firewall.cpl. Okay, see the firewall is on. Yesterday this is the same thing has happened. Now let me turn off this firewall. See here, ಏನಮ್ಮ ಅದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಏನೇನೋ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀಯ, ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಕಣಮ್ಮ. ಅಯ್ಯ, ಆಟೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಔಟ್ ಹೋಗಷ್ಟೇ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದನೇ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಿಡೋಕೆ ಹೇಳಷ್ಟೇ. ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದನೇ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಿಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳು. So let me go inside now. Firewall is up. Okay. So since I have logged in, what I will do, I will also install the web browser, web services there inside. Okay. Let me go to the server manager here. See, because one CPU, not too much slow is there. I'm unable to control also. So let me go to the VM04 now, 03 now. Let me refresh it once. So if I click on connect, let me check if I can RDP to this server now. Download the RDP file 03, double click on it, try to log in, because now see it is working because I have added a as a public IP there. Password @123. I'm able to log in now. Now it's okay. Let me go here. See, too much of slow. One CPU is there, na? That is the reason. If I just add one web browser, it is enough. I mean, when in one server, if I add web service, it's fine. It's, you will start get the applications there, but it is taking too much of time. I can go to see, if I click also it is not happening. It is coming now, server manager. Add roles and features. I'll click on next, next. This is also next, and here I select web service, web server, add feature, next, 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 and install now. Okay. If you click on install, then you will install the web server role. As soon as you install the web server role, it will start pinging. Okay. So just wait for this to complete. Everything is interlinked, guys. Actually, everything is interlinked. taking too much of time.